What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Father-Son Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Paul.
My name is Justin, and today we are bringing you the waiver wire pickups for Week 5. I hope everyone had their fun watching Week 4 matchups. I lost a couple bets. I will say, though, Eric Ebron outscored Jimmy Graham. Ha.
Yeah, you got lucky there. They both had a touchdown, but Jimmy Graham, unfortunately, only had 2 catches for 21 yards, and Ebron, I think, had 40 yards. So it was I think Ebron had like 15 points, and Jimmy Graham had 11.
Yeah, and also Ebron had the benefit of going into
But
overtime.
Jimmy Graham did get into the end zone finally, but
we're
still
gonna
another dud game.
If you guys have been with us for this whole offseason, you know my dad's love for Jimmy Graham, so I got a text message right away. And then
Right away.
If you guys are new, please subscribe to us. We have content coming all season long. More bets to go over next episode, Dad. But today we're doing the waiver wire pickups. Not much more to get into. I will say I played some DraftKings this week. I won. I placed better than last week. Last week I was 6th place out of 1,800. This week I was 2nd out of 1,800 in the same kind of double up thing. But so if you're tired of getting beat by the pros, DFS players, and sports bettors, listen up. We are sponsored by thequantedge.com, and they have all the tools you need to play like a pro. They have a lineup optimizer, injury tool, wide receiver, cornerback matchups, and head-to-head tool. So you're going to be armed with everything you need to win. Make up to 150 lineups in seconds, see matchups to exploit, compare players to help you make the right decision you're on the fence about over at thequantedge.com. And you also get exclusive access to the industry experts, articles, podcast, and the TQE community by participating in the premium membership chat. So we here at Father Son Fantasy Football have a special deal for our loyal listeners. You can use promo code FSFF, that's 4 letters, FSFF at checkout to save money, 10% off your first month, and use it towards DraftKings. 2 weeks in a row that I won money. I don't know. I'm not happy about it.
That's good. Hey, 50 double ups are pretty good. You double up your money. That's good.
Yeah, I had a nice little Mitch Trubisky, Taylor Gabriel stack. Really
Who
weird.
would have thought that 6 touchdown? We'll talk about that tomorrow, but who would have thought that?
Yeah, let's get into waiver wire. That Taylor Gabriel's my number 2 target actually off waiver wire. You saw this guy. He was 2nd in the team going into this week in target share for the Bears, and I saw that as an opportunity, so I played him in DraftKings, and I picked him up in one of my leagues before this week even started, and I'm kind of glad I did because he's going to be hard to acquire now with the fab probably. I think so.
I agree. I agree there.
I think, but who's your number 1 waiver wire pickup? Any position?
I'm going to stick with the running back and say Nick Chubb.
Hey, we'll talk about him. We go to running backs, and I also like Nyheim Hines. But let's start with quarterback really quick.
Both of them guys look good.
You want to start with quarterback really quick?
All right, go ahead. You can pick up Blake Bortles if he's still available.
Winston. I think Winston is going to be flirting with QB1 numbers the rest of the year. He's back now. Fitzpatrick got benched. He didn't look good, but he also got thrown into that game. He had a bye week this week, and he's back next week. That's the reason why I'm saying.
How about Mitch Trubisky too, if he's still available after this week?
Yeah, if he's still available.
I mean, they're on a bye next. They're on a bye next week, I do believe. But he's another guy. If he's still on your team and you're looking for a guy to put on your bench, he's another guy to put on there and wait and see what he does. See if he can continue this hot streak he's doing.
Yeah. What about Marcus Mariota? First healthy game back, and he wasn't even 100%, but he still had 24.4 fantasy points. And Corey Davis, he's a good. I like Corey Davis. I told you people to buy low on Corey Davis last week. You can't get him anymore. You're not getting Corey Davis anymore.
No, you're not getting Corey Davis anymore.
Good. Derek Carr. He goes against the Chargers and the Seahawks the next 2 weeks. Seattle lost A.L. Thomas for the season, and Los Angeles is getting up 288 yards and 2.5 touchdowns per game to opposing quarterbacks. Wow. Sneaky one right there. Because you don't usually. And I think that's really, I mean, if you're going really deep leagues, I will say Joe Flacco's a QB1 right now, and it's crazy. And Tannehill was ugly, and I'm not playing it a bye week, I think. They're playing the Bears after the bye week. So I'm staying away from them, but I think the quarterbacks we gave you, Bortles. Yeah,
I think that's it. I mean, some of the guys aren't going to be on your waiver wire, but if they are, they're worth taking a look at.
Yeah, 100%. And then running backs, though. Let's get running backs. TJ Alvin, I think, is the number 1 here. Just
you got
number 2.
Fournette out again.
Fournette's out again.
His hamstring's just going to cause problems, I think, the rest of the year.
He's going to give you running back 2 numbers for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I would spend 15 to 20% fab. Now, you mentioned Nick Chubb. I'm going to mention another rookie here who I believe in our 2nd episode ever, I said could be this year's Alvin Kamara. Do you remember who it was?
Remind me.
Nyheim Hines. This guy looks great. He looks like a combination of Tariq Cohen and Alvin Kamara. And the Colts defense is not good, so they're down in games. They're putting him in there, and they are using him. He broke out.
Now with Hilton being injured, I mean, he was in there. What did he catch? 9 of 11 targets.
11
I think.
targets, yeah. Ran the ball 4 times, right? 2 touchdowns. That one catch he had in deep. 73% snap share in week 3 and 69% fourth week. Flex play. Definitely a good flex play.
Here's Hilton again with another guy with a hamstring injury. They just linger and linger and linger. So you got to keep an eye on that. See what happens there. And Nyheim Hines is a good guy to pick up.
Yeah, for sure. And then you mentioned Nick Chubb. Wow, they're
going with the young guys here. I think they're
eventually.
Chubb. I mean,
I think
it's better to be a week early than a week late. I think on Chubb. I think you better pick him up.
He hit 21.15 miles per hour on a 63-yard rushing touchdown. That's the second fastest rushing play this season, behind Tyreek Hill had one. That's what it is. So, I mean, props to him. Derrick Henry also was faster than him. How weird is that? Derrick Henry was fast.
How many touchdowns did Chubb have yesterday?
Chubb had 2 touchdowns, a 63-yarder and a 40-pluser. Yep. So that's insane. He had 10 carries on only 15 snaps this season. But like my dad said, it's better to be a week early than a week late. Not on volume, but I think if you're dynasty, you make a trade for him. Try he's really high, but like looks like after the season they're gonna go with all youth. What about Ronald Jones? I think that Barber's struggling.
Well, I think they're gonna get into the running game a little bit more now with Winston back there, but with Fitzpatrick there, the running game was kind of obsolete. So that didn't help Barber's cause at all. So you might be right there on Ronald Jones. I think if he's available, stash him and see what he does.
Yeah.
Another guy, Mike Davis
also
from Seattle.
They have a bye week, though, the Bucs, and then they face the Falcons week 6.
Right. The Falcons don't have a good defense. I mean, we'll talk about that tomorrow, what Matt Ryan's doing. He's on pace just like his 2016 year. He's got 12 touchdowns already, but their defense is not very good.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Mike Davis. Before you get into him, I want to mention one thing about him. Chris Carson was supposed to play this week. He didn't. So Mike Davis over Penny got to work against the worst run defense in the league.
Yeah.
Chris Carson is supposed to play next week, and they're also going against the Rams. So I'm not picking up Mike Davis, but I'll let you go ahead and do that. I mean,
no, I'm just saying we're just giving advice to guys that are out there. If people are looking for someone, say they're hurting in a running back and they want to got a stash.
Nyheim Hines or Mike Davis? Who you had?
Nyheim Hines.
There you go. And I think that's priorities for me. Is Nyheim Hines is number 1, and then Yeldon could be number 1 too. If you're especially a Fournette owner, you're going out Yeldon, and I put in like a decent amount because he will give you running back 2 numbers for a couple of weeks as soon as Fournette's out.
He's probably not going to be available in most leagues, especially after the last injury that when Fournette first hurt himself. I think a lot of people picked him up that week. So, but if he is out there, he's definitely got to take a shot at.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And then, I mean, Nick Chubb is also second there. And are you trying to, if you're a Fournette owner, you trying to trade him or you hold him? I think I'm holding there because he's Fournette. And
he hasn't played. The guy just cannot stay healthy.
Yeah.
The talent that he has, he just cannot stay healthy.
Yeah. All right. Wide receivers, Dad. That's simple enough. He can't stay healthy. It's kind of hard. So if there's a truther in your league, then you try giving him the bait. So wide receivers, I said Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah, definitely for the Bears, definitely
Taylor Gabriel. Chris Godwin, I think, still remains a good piece. Tywan Taylor for the Tennessee Titans. Rashard Matthews is gone. Dwayne Walker's injured. He had a bit of coming out party against the Eagles. Played 63% of snaps and saw 20% more snaps than Tajay Sharp. So second in the team with 9 targets. And other than Davis, he's the clear number 2. And I think we talked about him getting a season. He's gonna be good. He flex upside each week.
Tyler Boyd, if he's still out there, is probably not going to be out there.
Tyler Boyd is still out there. I put in your money for this guy. In some leagues he's still out there, and I say get it.
I picked him up in one league. That was great.
Geronimo Allison keeps getting used. John Brown, if he's somehow still available, get him 100% owned. This guy is Joe Flacco's favorite target, I think, far and away.
How about when Will Fuller was out for Houston?
Kiki Kuti, his first full game, and he had 15 targets. I would not overreact to it, though.
15 targets.
It was an overtime game, lots of pass attempts were thrown, so I wouldn't overreact. But he looks to be the guy, when Fuller is out, to be the one they give. And now
he's hardly owned anywhere.
Chester Rogers saw my work with T.Y. Hilton out, too. I will say Antonio Callaway can't catch the ball, but he's getting the targets, so that's always good. And Cameron Meredith, I definitely stash him if you're in a league because teams are starting to double Michael Thomas, leaving someone else open. I think Cam Meredith's going to be the benefit of that. So my dad's off-season love for Cam Meredith may come true soon.
I have him on my team. He's sitting there waiting.
Yeah, keep him sitting there. And then Christian Kirk also saw some snaps there. And Josh Rosen looks like a good quarterback. And Sam Bradford, a guy who you were touting would start, which he did start. I'll give you that. the $20 million QB is now third string, not even second string.
I know.
So that's crazy.
That.
And then between D.D. Westbrook and Dante Moncrief, who are you adding? I am adding
D.D. Westbrook.
I'm adding Dante Moncrief. It's close. They're both trash. I like Keelan. It could be anyone. Keelan Cole, Dante Moncrief.
It could be anybody on any given week. I mean, you're taking a shot with any of them guys. Cole was hot in the beginning. Now Westbrook is hot. Moncrief is hot.
Yeah, it's tough. It's just shooting darts. And then Mohamed Sanu, same amount of snaps as Calvin Ridley. Yep. And other than that, I'm not adding any of these guys. For deep leagues, I said Chester Rogers was already there. And I think Marquez Valdez-Scantling for Green Bay could be worth the add if Cobb's injury is serious. So tight end's the worst position possible.
Another guy, Eifert got hurt again. He's out for the year again.
Will Disley out for the year again. I think Nick Vannett's a decent pickup. CJ Uzomah for Bengals since Eifert is out. He's decent. Uzma outsnapped Croft 159 to 92 this year.
The tight end position, I can't believe how bad it is. Just nobody's doing nothing. Everyone's getting hurt. There's nobody there. I mean,
OJ Howard out for a couple weeks, so Cameron Brate, if he's available, I'll definitely add Cameron Brate.
We were definitely wrong on Kittle this week. We said sick Kittle. He had 38 points, I think, in fantasy.
A 70-yard touchdown will do that to you, I guess.
Yes, it will. We were definitely wrong on that one. Sit anybody on San Fran, but Kittle, like you said, he caught that long touchdown. But the points rack up.
Yeah, if you're looking for a long-term upside with these tight ends, I think Jack Doyle, when he comes back, he'll be fine. So stash him. I think Vance McDonald, and I think CJ Uzomah. I don't know how to pronounce it for the Bengals.
Got to get somebody because
get him. And then if you're going for this week, these couple of weeks, Brate, because Howard's out. This is a bye week.
The red firecracker's doing good. Andy Dalton.
The red firecracker looking good. Antonio Gates looked decent. Good. And then other than that, I'm not looking at anyone. So that sums it up for my waiver wire. I don't know if you have anyone else you want to mention.
No, we did about everybody.
Yeah, we try to be as quick for you guys. We try to make our waiver wire episode really quick for the viewers so that way they just get it and go. Easy enough. Follow me on Twitter at JustinFSFF. Now we're going to go enjoy this Monday night game. Hopefully Mahomes goes for 500 yards.
Better. You need it because you're down 80 points to your dad.
I lost my dad this week. He had Tate Elliott have the career games. Good game, Dad.
We were talking all that stuff.
Good
remember?
game, Dad.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
I'm still in second place, third place. I don't know, probably third place.
Yeah, but all you guys are 3-0 in that league. All of you lost.
Yeah,
I believe.
All of us lost. So I can still be in first.
Team lost.
I don't know. We'll see. If Mahomes in your long touchdown, not saying Watkins, I'll be fine. All right.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about.
So we're gonna come back. Next episode's gonna be the Week 4 review and trade targets. So stay tuned to that. We may have a guest on, maybe not. And yeah, I'll see you next time.
See ya.